You're listening to The Kelly Slusher Show with your host, Kelly Slusher. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me again for my fun podcast episode. And how's it going out there? And if you have been listening to this podcast, you would know that I have been working at this job that is very hard on the weekends. And I finally quit. I finally turned in a month's notice. That was the only way I was going to really be able to get out without them like grabbing me, tying me down, saying, you can't leave. I do feel that way. I felt that way. I felt like I couldn't leave. Mainly because they're short-staffed and they had put me in a position like on the weekends that nobody would do the Saturdays or Sundays. Like no one wanted to work on the weekends. So she had all the other days filled. And maybe if they would have not put me on the weekends, I might have wanted to stay. But one of the biggest reasons why I didn't want to stay, I've been thinking about this, is, well, it's hard. It's like 4 a.m. And there's some easier shifts during the week that other people have. But I had the gnarly shifts, like the Saturday, Sunday, having to get there at 5. And working, it's like you hit the ground running. There's no time to mess around. And I rarely took breaks, which would make me exhausted. I could have taken breaks, but by the time I want to take a break, you wouldn't do that because everything has to get done. Like when it comes to baking, if you're baking a cake, you have to get it in the oven. And then there's all these other things you have to do, but they have to cool off. And then you have to frost them. So it's not like you have all this time to just be like, well, I'm going to, if I want to stay there all day long, but I don't. So I would never take breaks. So I was exhausted, maybe 10-minute breaks here and there. But the environment was really hard for me. Been really contemplating how I was constantly overstimulated and stressed in a way. And so I thought of a metaphor. Okay, the metaphor is, it'd be like I was wearing this beautiful pink little dress, nice and clean, perfect pink little dress. And metaphorically, I've got on my pink dress. And then when I go in, it starts on Thursday. I only work Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, but it doesn't matter. It's still dominated my weekend. Friday was just a day to kind of rest before the gnarly weekend. So, but it'd be like I put on this pretty dress, clean, beautiful, and then I'd go in there and it'd start to get dirty. And my dress, by the time Sunday came, my dress was just brown from mud, like it just literally just dirty. So then Monday would come along and I'd wash my dress and I would have, my clean dress on, and then I'd go back to work on Thursday and it would do this cycle. So metaphorically, I just felt like it would just contaminate me in a lot of ways. Just the energy is just very intense. And there was no reason. But the reason was because I wanted to learn my mad skills, which I have them now. So I feel like I went to boot camp, and I feel like I went to, there's no culinary pastry schools up here where I live. So in a way, it's basically I did that because I learned so much. And I had hands-on training, which was even better because what I'm going to do with it, I have a lot of ideas. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I knew it's kind of great because the head baker took it well, which was nice. And I did give more of a reason because it's kind of true. Like my mom lives in Arizona and we're not quite sure. We don't really know what's going on with her. We think she might have dementia. She might have something going on. So my sister puts up with a lot of stuff. And so I want to be able to have that freedom sometimes if I need to go and just be there. But the summer times at that place, it's so busy that you can't really just step away. You can. But they wouldn't have anything for their customers. It's that tight. And it wouldn't have been my problem, but it would have been harder to leave. And then it would have looked, I know. I just don't want to leave people high and dry, I guess. I'm responsible. And I made friends, and there's some good things. Like I have an open mic I'm going to be doing April 7th there. And I was going to quit maybe 2 months ago, but then I did the open mic, and I was like, okay, there'll be one open mic, and then I'll turn my 2 weeks. And like, we want you to do it again. I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I'm going to do it. I haven't talked to the person who I've been working with the open mic with, and she's probably going to be bummed. Oh, well, got to move on. Got to do my life. But I can, if they want me to come back and host another open mic, I can work with them. It's not like I won't. Because it's pretty popular. It was quite a thing. And this next one's going to be, I think, really fun. And now I have a better PA I get to work with. Because I've got people coming in. I'll just bring my PA. I'm like, this is great. Like, you guys are, this is great. Yeah. I knew it was going to be good, but this is good. Got a lot of help this next time. But I am going to quit. All right, I'm going to do that. And I had to quit anyway. And then someone's like, who's going to be the most disappointed is the social media guy, because he's always asking you to do you want to be in the reels? Because no one else wants to do it. And I'm like, I'll be a fool. There is another person. There is a couple people that would do it. And there's this one girl that loves getting her attention. She loves the attention. That's fine. You can have all that attention. I don't care. To me, it was more like, I'm baking. Oh, I can help you guys just do a reel. And I have noticed their business has increased crazy amounts since they've been doing the social media reels. That is a testament to social media. They were always a popular place, but last year this time, it was slow. I was able to take some breaths. Not now. No, it has not slowed down. And not as busy as the Christmas season, but still, I might get to leave 45 minutes early if I'm lucky, which it's nice when I get to just get out of there, but there's been me having to still do overtime. So anyway, I'm so excited. I finally have the courage. I was afraid, but yeah. Oh, well. And it was funny because I had this little chicken painting that I put in the hallway because there's a bunch of art. They wanted people to put art in the hallway. Some people did it. Not a lot of people did. So I was like, I just want to grab some painting that I did. Some silly little painting. They're just cute. And I grabbed, I was like, I don't want to forget my painting. And I'm grabbing it thinking no one's going to notice. And then the sous chef did notice. He was like, so you're taking your painting, huh? I was like, yeah, I don't want it to get thrown away. And he was like, we were going to frame it and stick it in the dining room area. I'm like, no, you're not. This does not go with decor. The legacy. I'm leaving a legacy. But I know there was kind of that like, you're really leaving, huh? I knew it. I was like, I know it. It's going to be fine. You guys are going to be okay. But I know that I bring there. I refuse to be a miserable person. And so I know that like each day I like to have fun. So I know I bring a lot of fun and good vibes. And it's just a job. And people have come and go. I counted how many pastry bakers there were since I've been there. And I think I counted like 7 that have come through. Because it's a hard job and not everybody can do it. So I made a couple enemies, which I was like, man, I made 2 enemies. One-ish enemy. One enemy, but that wasn't my fault. That was nothing to do with me. That was just their personality. It's like sometimes when you work with people and they decide not to like you. So I didn't really make the enemies, but I was like, yeah. Oh well. But it'll be fun. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Very proud of myself. I had to like type out the whole entire what I was gonna tell the head baker. I had to type it out and then put it in the notes and then take that and then put that in so I wouldn't, like I knew exactly what I was gonna say, so I wouldn't not do it. And I had this urge to do it on Friday. And I had already typed it out. I'd been waiting to send it. And I typed it out. And I had this like, do it now. I got to do it right now. I had that thing. There's this thing that happens sometimes where I feel like I have to do something. And I have to do it. It's like an urgency. It's like an alarm going off in my head. I didn't expect to. I was going to do it on Sunday. I I woke up and I was like, I need to do that right now. So I get up and I send her a text. I cut and paste it, sent it. She was really cool about it. I gave her a month's notice, which was nice. And then I get a text from a coworker thinking that she's going to be like, oh, you just resigned. You just quit. But instead, she's like, oh, so-and-so just gave their month's notice the same day. And I was like, no. Okay. The reason why that's significant is that person plays a big role in the business. And had I not done that immediately, quit during like that very moment, I wouldn't have been able to, I probably would have felt like, oh, I can't quit because now they're really short-staffed. So that urgency thing I get sometimes, that it's like this alarm goes off. I'm sure we all have it, but mine seems to be so spot on. So it reminds me of a time that I was living in Oregon, in Mosier, Oregon. This is before I moved here. I was living up there probably for a couple years, and I really I loved it for a minute, and then it was just too small, and I really wanted to come back to California. I talked about that. I was doing like a band with somebody in Sacramento, and we were doing this like file exchange thing, plus we go on tour, but I just needed more in my life. I had to leave. I knew I wanted to leave, and finally, there's one day I was like, I have to leave now. I just knew I had to leave. I had to leave as soon as I possibly could leave. And I just like pack everything up. I was able to put everything. Okay, so the drummer had been he kept asking me to move. He kept asking me to move. And I kept saying, no. So finally I was like, he's like, I'll help you move. We got our band. You come here. You can come stay at our house, him and his wife. You have a place to land, you're going to be fine. You can figure your life out. We'll give you that time to figure everything out. And I was like, okay. I want to do that, but I don't know when. But one day I was like, I got to do that now. So I set it up. I felt this urgency to leave as soon as I possibly could. And, I made friends there, and they're like, no, don't leave. All those people knew me as Ava. And they're like, no. This one girl wrote me a song. Yeah, it's really cute. They all called me Eva. And she wrote me this really sweet song. I gotta find it. This really sweet song about me. Yeah, I met some real sweet people, and also some crazy people, and people I never want to talk to again. And then, so then Jim comes to pick me up. He moves me. We get to Sacramento, and I think we had scheduled a couple shows. We played one in San Francisco, and then we played one in Sacramento. And we're in the bar, and the club bar thing we're playing, and someone gets my attention. They're like, "Hey, is that?" And they're looking at the monitor, the TV monitor. They're like, "Hey, look at the news right now. Look what's on." And it was Mosier, the place I had just left, maybe a few days before. And there was, this had just happened like this day, the day that they were showing it, and a train, because there's a train track that runs through that little town, exploded. And there was like this black smoke everywhere. Like somehow, like it was big. It was made, national news. This little town. I'm like, that felt like a movie. And like things like that don't happen, like that's like a movie. And I'm like, oh, maybe I was getting that kind of urgency, like something bad was going to happen. And it was right along the road where I would go up to where I lived. So I don't know. It was really gnarly, toxic black smoke. I don't know. Like and who knows? I could have been driving right there when the train exploded. Who knows? Like, I don't think anyone got killed. It was right by an elementary school too. And gnarly. It would have been really gross, and that would have just like, ugh, I don't know. I would have not been able to, maybe it would have somehow affected my health. I don't know. Anyway, so that. And so whenever I get that, and that kept happening with this job, I kept getting this, I have to go, and I have to go now. And I felt that like a month ago. And so I kept putting it off. And I'm like, okay, I don't want something really bad to happen. And something bad did happen while I was there. Like a little kid got hit. And I was like, oh, see, this is why I needed to leave, maybe. And that's probably not the reason. But it just feels like if I don't listen to that urgency thing, that I've got to do it. Even if it's uncomfortable, if it's something that might feel off or whatever, like I just have to do it because I just know. And it's been like that my whole life. I probably have a ton of other examples, but it reminded me of that. Anyway, so this episode's probably going to be, my mind is there now. I couldn't, that's how intensely wrapped up I was in that environment. Very intense place. But yeah. I had one coworker, she came up to me, I told there's a lot of people that work there, and on Sunday, I told a couple of the front of house girls, and I was like, well, women, but I was like, told them, 3 more weeks, and they're like, what? No. I'm like, and one girl's like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, oh, I do a lot of things. You guys just kind of sucked me in. I didn't tell her that, but I'm like, this job just kind of sucked me in, where it became like, way more of a job than I had ever planned it for it to be. But okay, another really exciting thing. Okay, so this podcast might just be a lot of this kind of talking because I don't have anything else. My mind is like, oh my gosh, because now I need to kind of figure my life out. I need to figure out what I'm doing. I don't know if I have to figure it out more than just like let life unfold. I just need to let it unfold. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I have so many different directions I can go in because that job took up all my energy. It took my energy up. Absolutely. I couldn't start my own thing with that. So I started playing music with this band, and I think it's a band. It's very, very new. I jammed with, I don't want to use the word jammed, but I played with a guitarist, a bassist, and a drummer the other day. And it was, kind of, we were all just going to see if it's going to work. But it started out because I met this couple who were fans of Crash and Britney. They went to our shows and they were into Crash and Britney. And they live in this small town, and I live in this small town. And it's not too far from where we lived when I was doing Crash and Britney, but I didn't know them then. And then they moved, they moved to the Bay Area, and I moved out of town. And so I never met them. And they did their own band, and they did a bunch of stuff, and they're great professional players and musicians, and I like their band that they were in. And so I was like, this could be a good fit, and so we played, and it sounded really good, and I was like, oh, this is fun. So we'll see what happens. I did get together again with the guitar player to work on, I was inspired, I started writing songs, and I said to them, I'm like, you guys, I have not been inspired to write music, and I'm writing. I just wrote something. I mean, I've come up with a lot of half ideas, I would say, and then kind of bored with doing my Kelly Slusher songs. I've been kind of bored. Recently, writing this past year, I haven't done anything, haven't put anything out. Been focusing on other things, and so music, I am a musician, and so I'm like, it finds you, I think it finds you. That's, when you do something and you might not be doing it, it's like, oh no, you're doing this. So that's exciting. It's very baby stages, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to talk about that yet, but it is another cool thing that's happening. And it also inspired me to not to have a 4 a.m. shift job on the weekends, because that's when shows happen, and that's when if we're going to be playing, I don't want to have no energy. So it was more reasons to be like, okay, I want to move forward in my life, and I'm supposed to. Okay. So I woke up this morning. This is what I woke up thinking about. I was like, is there such a thing as a single person car? For one person. And I'm like, that seems like that would be something, and maybe that exists. And I'm like, I don't know. It's not a bicycle, it's not a motorcycle, but maybe it's like a car that you sit inside, and it's got one seat, and you just sitting there and you close the door and it's just you. You don't even have a back seat. It's just for one single use. It's a disposable car. No, I was like, is that a thing? Is that a thing? Why I was thinking that, I don't know. But then I was like, would it have one wheel, 2 wheels, 3 wheels? You couldn't have 4 wheels. It'd be too small for 4 wheels. Maybe it could have 4 small wheels. But it goes really fast and it gets you where you need to go. And it's got a really tiny steering wheel. That's the only thing that I think is very strange about this this little tiny car. Could they make the steering wheel a little bit bigger? No. Okay, so the steering wheel's normal. Let's just make the steering wheel normal size. But it has 1 wheel. So then I started thinking about 1 wheel. 1 wheel. Okay, so there's those people that ride those 1 wheel things around town. Around the towns, okay? Not a unicycle, but an actual motorized 1 wheel, and they're standing on it like a skateboard. I saw it the other day. And I knew this girl, so she worked at this job very briefly. I didn't have to work with her except for like this overlapping shift where I maybe worked with her for like tops, like 2 hours, and she would listen to me, but she wouldn't listen to most other, she didn't, for some reason she listened to me. She did, but she didn't listen to other people. And the baker was telling me that they'd be working together, and then she would be like, and they'd be like, you know, you get handed, 2, 3, 4 recipes. Each baker has to get through in this shift. And this girl would be like, she'd do a recipe, she'd do one of the, bake something, make something, and then she would just start like wiping walls, just like, I'm gonna clean right now. This wall looks really dirty, instead of actually doing her job. And it would drive, this coworker was telling me about it, would drive her crazy. She's like, that's so ridiculous. So then it became kind of a joke, so after this girl, she was there like a month and a half or 2 months. She's not there anymore. I would make a joke like, we'd have all this work to do. I'm like, I'm going to go clean the wall now. I got a wall to wash off. It's really important. And I got to go clean the bathroom. But the girl, she rode a 1 wheel and had ridden a 1 wheel for like years. And it was her way around. She was a 1 wheel. She's like, yeah, I'm known around town as a 1 wheel girl. And I was thinking, you probably shouldn't tell too many people that. Because I wouldn't want to be known as that. I'm like, I'm known around town as a 2 wheel girl. Oh yeah. So, but this is what happened. So she was on her 1 wheel, and then what I realized, it's connected to your phone. It's like an app, and it just glitched out and it spit her off. Like she broke her arm or something, like some major bone. She broke stuff. And one day she was just riding it, just stopped working. Like, that is insane. I mean, that could happen with sketchy, So anyway, is that crazy? Don't ride those. They're not safe because there's, I don't even know how people are riding those and they're not getting sued. Okay, so good talking to you, and thanks for listening. And I don't have anything to stick on the end that I can think of. Let me see. Do I? I don't. I'm not going to put anything on the end because I'm not feeling it. I'm a feely person, man. I got to feel it. And I'm not feeling it. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to let you go. Okay. I'll talk to you guys next week. All right. Bye. Do I love you? Yes, I love you. Do I? Yes, I do. Do I love you?